Seeing the process of manufacturing excavators in China clarifies why some netizens say that in global manufacturing, all eyes are on China, and in Chinese manufacturing, it's all about Sani. Just the craftsmanship of one excavator already surpassed that of Europe and America. With nearly 100 advanced design features breaking through technical barriers, the smooth and agile control of the machine has reached an unprecedented level. Next, let's take a look at how Chinese excavators have made their way into the world's top 5. This machine has a max height of 9.57 meters and a breakout force of 130 kilonewtons. During the selection process, hard alloy steel is used as the primary material, along with a plasma cutting machine that automatically divides the material through CNC processes to ensure production capacity, while also controlling the error rate. 20 square meters of steel plate can be cut into 180 pieces of various accessories, and it only takes 7 minutes. And the waste of the whole steel plate is less than 3%. It seems that the Chinese habit of making full use of things is indeed an advantage. Please pay attention to the large steel ring in front of you. It acts as one of the equipment inside the excavator, a bit like the spine of the human body. The reason why the excavator can rotate 360 degrees freely is that the gear ring has 120 gear teeth that mesh seamlessly. You can see the crawler track thinning and the bucket grinding coal, but the gear ring rarely cracks and is damaged, because it is an undisclosed secret in casting. No matter which excavator is made, they all have the same appearance and different formulas. Trace amounts of metal often determine the quality, and with the help of 32 collaborative robots for autonomous welding, this process alone saves the work of 24 welders. Now, when assembling the track frame, or what can also be called the base, the two positions must be strong enough to support the weight of over 20 tons of the machine itself. Therefore, its significance in the excavator is extraordinary, and the dimensions cannot allow for even the slightest error. Only after all inspections meet the standards can it go to the large welding room for overall reinforcement. Compared to manual labor, automation brings higher accuracy, but robotic arms still carry the risk of uncertain downtime failures. If the welding machine remains inactive for too long, this factory located in the southeast corner of Shanghai will send the recorded real-time data to Kunshan, which is 100 miles away. From the outside, the factory is much larger than the previous one, and there's a real-time display screen at the front. All of this is controlled remotely by humans. You can think of it as an enterprise data center, like the Panasonic welding machine displayed on this screen. It includes detailed information on operating hours, work rates, and power consumption. No matter where a fault occurs, it can be resolved very quickly. With the welding completed, we now begin painting the exterior. The workers first spray a layer of grey primer on the surface, which not only enhances adhesion for the second layer of paint, but also makes it look more durable. Then, we move on to the next workshop. In fact, if you look both domestically and internationally, the main colors for excavators are basically just black and yellow. And yellow is more eye-catching, because different colors of light have varying abilities to bend around obstacles. Yellow light has a longer wavelength, and people are more sensitive to it, similar to red. Traffic lights also serve as a warning. Using a tool, we just measured the paint thickness, and each number corresponds to a specific micron. This paint thickness is 125 microns, while our standard is between 80 and 140. So this product is qualified. Only qualified products can move on to the next stage. The key is that this transportation process is something that an outsider probably hasn't seen before. Can you believe they lay down hundreds of meters of tracks underground? Each component is assisted by CNC automation, and it might also be because land in Shanghai is just too expensive. But no matter what, this kind of efficient collaboration is indeed eye-opening. No wonder about 40,000 units can be delivered to the world every year. If we calculate the time, it takes about 24 hours to produce an excavator from start to finish. On average, one excavator can be produced every 10 minutes. This would have been unimaginable 20 years ago. Then the wheel hub is inserted into the base and shaken slightly to ensure that it is fully integrated with the inside. In front of us is this automated assembly line. Each employee at each position only needs to complete the work in hand, and the rest will be handed over to another person to assemble. The tracks are the biggest secret to ensuring smooth operation. They not only provide effective traction and stability for the excavator, but also withstand the pressure and friction during earth-moving operations. Additionally, the tracks are wear parts, and with prolonged use, they need to be replaced regularly. Otherwise, it will affect the overall machine and its durability. Now, we are preparing to assemble parts for the seat, which includes a benchmark component in the global market, known as the black box of the excavator, primarily hidden in the safest position behind the seat. This high-tech electronic control not only records key data during operation, but also allows for precise control of the valve core to reduce oil return loss. It's a bit like a fuel-saving adjustment recorder. If a specific oil pressure system deviates too much, the equipment will send the parameters to the controller to trigger an alarm, and this alarm will transmit the parameters through its own network to Kunshan, thousands of kilometers away, without any interference. Hundreds of thousands of devices from all over the world can be seen in the venue every day, including detailed information about China and bright Africa and Europe. Various telephone services once reached 4 digits. It is no wonder that Sani can enter the top 10 in the world. Effective service is destined to be the contract that leads a company into the next century. Next, let's head into the workshop to assemble the power system. This machine is equipped with a Kawasaki hydraulic plunger pump, which effectively achieves beam rod regeneration and quick oil return, essentially providing power for greater flexibility. Next, we are preparing to build the cockpit above, and the essential engine, which not only provides effective walking power, but also controls the hydraulic system for the normal operation of the excavator arm and bucket. At this point, we have completed a full power system, and we will then move the oil pump over to the measuring circle. If we're talking about the function of this thing, it's really significant. Just look at how evenly the grease is applied. This set of gear rings consists of 120 teeth forming the inner circle. It's fixed in place, while the outer ring can rotate. For example, specialized work measuring rings typically take about a month to complete, and the precision of the inner and outer rings must reach a terrifying micron level. Saying it's meticulously crafted is truly an understatement. Only by doing this can we minimize wear and tear year after year. Then use the air cannon to tighten all the joints, and the necessary pipelines. In fact, not only is the site neat and tidy, but even the workers eating lunch gives a rare picture of a large factory. From the factory to the cafeteria, there is no queue cutting or standing side by side. Everyone walks behind the person in front of them at a specific position. We take advantage of lunchtime to appreciate the large intestine meals. It can be seen that meal cards are used to settle the bill. Most of the meals include one meat dish, one vegetable dish, and one soup. Rice and noodles are the main dishes. The choices of dishes are also different, and they all look very rich. What do you think of such a food standard? After a short break, we came to the workshop and saw workers installing hydraulic oil pipes for Excavator B. Although it is just an ordinary pipe, the pressure that a medium-sized excavator oil pipe has to withstand is as high as 24 MPa. If it is a large excavator, the oil pressure can even reach 35 or even more. Therefore, hydraulic pipes or hydraulic cylinders must undergo dozens or hundreds of cycle tests. This ensures they can be installed on each machine according to the standards. To help everyone understand at once, let's take a look at how the excavator works. The core of the excavator is the hydraulic system, which contains a 200-liter pump that delivers oil pressure of more than 300 bar per minute. The driver then controls the direction of the oil flow through an operating lever. For example, when the oil pressure pushes the piston rod forward, the excavation wall will extend. On the contrary, when the piston retracts, the excavation wall will be retracted. After the excavation task is completed, the used hydraulic oil will flow back to the oil tank and filter impurities through the oil filter system attached to the oil tank so as to keep the hydraulic oil in a clean state and wait for the next excavation. It will also be recycled with the help of the hydraulic pump. So, this entire system is assisted by the bucket cylinder and the oil wall. The maximum digging force reaches an impressive 130,000 newtons. With that, we've got a fully operational excavator ready for use.